Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a review on the LA Colors Truly Matte Long Wearing High Pigment Foundation. I saw quite some buzz around this foundation and I was drawn into that full coverage and matte finish of it. So I got myself a bottle and this retails for $6. I think you can only get them on their website right now. And the free shipping mark is at $35. So if you do not hit that, shipping is about $8 I think, which is simply ridiculous. So I would suggest pooling in with friends to make the purchase or to check out other stuff that they offer. I'm honestly not too impressed by the products that LA Colors has previously released, but they do have some new stuff. So you get 1.35 fluid ounces of 40 ml of products, and for $6 that is quite a steal. The ingredients do contain water, a bunch of silicons and some parabens. So if you are sensitive to parabens, this may not be the foundation for you. It is made in China, but it is distributed by Beauty 21 Cosmetics and it is cruelty-free as claimed by LA Colors on their website. So I am NC20 in MAC and I wear 120 in Maybelline's Fit Me collection. So I got the shade Natural, which is the second lightest shade in the range. And I think that this range is catered towards like medium to deep skin tones because most of the shades look quite medium to deep-ish. So actually I already filmed this video yesterday, but I wasn't too impressed by it. I found the coverage to be more of a medium to full buildable coverage because I could still see some dark blemishes on the sides of my cheeks and my skin looked really textured and uneven, so the foundation did not look its best. So I've primed my face today with the Innisfree No Sebum Blur Primer, and this is a silicone based primer, so that should help fill up my pores and even up my skin texture. And I did do a blackhead peel off mask, so I hope my skin is smoother for this foundation. So this is how my skin looks up close and personal without any makeup on. And I'm going to apply it with my fingers and with a brush to see if it makes a difference in coverage. So this is how one layer of the foundation looks like, and I still do not think that it is a 5 out of 5 full coverage foundation because I can still see some of my dark blemishes on the sides of my cheeks over here and some redness on my nose. It did cover up the redness around my nose over here, but I'm not sure why it can't seem to cover up the dark blemishes over here and on my nose. So it definitely looks a lot smoother and a lot better than it did yesterday, and I think it's more of the exfoliation rather than the primer, but the primer really did help to fill up my pores and make them look smaller. So with my fingers, I think I achieved more coverage on this side of my face. It really helped to erase some of my pores and the others are minimized, so they look really small right now. With a brush, I can still see my pores. They look a lot shallower, but it is as if the foundation is a veil on top of my pores, so I can still see them, but they are not as obvious. This foundation doesn't dry down super quickly, so you have time to work it in, and it does dry a little bit darker than it looks in the tube and when you first apply it. The finish is a really nice powdery matte, so everything feels really smooth and I do not feel like I need to set it with powder. So I only primed my face with the Kiss New York Mattifying Primer yesterday, which is the primer that I use with all my foundations to test it out first. And so I got oily every 3 hours, and whenever I blotted, I did notice quite a bit of transfer. So today I set the foundation with setting spray, so we shall see if it helps in reducing the transfer whenever I blot. It's about 9 AM in the morning right now, and I'll wear this foundation for as long as I can, and I'll be back at the end of the day to give you my final thoughts. Hey guys, so it's in the evening now and I'm losing sunlight, so I'm going to quickly wrap up my thoughts on this foundation. So as far as coverage goes, I think this is on par with the Etude House Double Lasting Foundation, which scored a 4.5 out of 5 for me in terms of coverage. If you're looking for a 5 out of 5 full coverage foundation, I would suggest looking at the Etude House Big Cover Concealer BB. Oil control isn't fantastic as well. I do get super shiny on my nose and my cheek area every 3 hours, so I do have to blot then. And the foundation does transfer quite a bit whenever I blot. So oil and sweat will cause this foundation to transfer, so ultimately over a long day, this foundation will not hold up. However, it does not separate or break up on my face, and the color did not oxidize at all. If you're keeping up with my foundation ranking list, I have included the entire list in the description box below, and I've included some new foundations in that list. So I'm putting this LA Colors foundation above my Lioele BB cream but underneath the VDL Perfecting Last foundation because the oil control isn't as good and it also does not last as long. Do check out my previous video on 10 foundations that I would recommend for oily skin to see how I stand on foundations and how I reviewed them. But I hope you guys found this video useful, and I'll see you guys soon in my next one. Bye bye!